Hello, Pisces. Welcome to Lotus Heart Tarot. I'm so excited to have you here. Um, Happy Easter to those of you who celebrate Easter. Actually, I decided I'm going to start with tarot today. We're going to do things a little bit differently. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. I am super happy to have you here. These are general messages, so take what resonates and leave the rest. All right. There's some kind of lesson here. Okay. Huh. This is interesting. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and clarify this, but Pisces, there is this energy here of learning a lesson, and it has something to do with either not seeing things clearly, or, something that is unhealed, or there is an energy around unhappiness. So this is something, it's a shift that happens within you, and it's happening within you because you have something new coming here, a new adventure. It's something that you actually really desire, something that you want. Wow. Something that can lead to a lot of success. But this feels like possibly some kind of, what is the Page of Pentacles? Lesson. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, Pisces, this is super clear. So you are in transition here. You are moving on to something new. You have 3 pages coming out now. You may be receiving communication. This can be some kind of breakthrough energy, where just all of a sudden something makes sense to you that didn't before. It can be information coming in, like legitimate information, like maybe you're learning something, studying something, or or someone's reaching out to you to tell you something. I think it's in regards to a cycle that's been really, really hard to let go of and has been really, really difficult. But it's actually keeping you from some kind of happiness in your present moment. This may have something to do with the things that we tell ourselves, or just even things that we have. I keep getting that which is felt. It can be like how we feel about what people say, or what we hear when people say something. Like we may be, I hate to say this because I'm not trying to gaslight anyone or to say, hey, it really wasn't there. But this can be sometimes taking things harder than we need to, making it more difficult on ourselves by the things that we tell ourselves about what happened. That has been very draining and possibly depressing. With the sun in reverse, it's like it keeps us from actually seeing what's really there, or the people that maybe sometimes want to work together with us, or but you're in a transition. There's something that you really want. It's something that I think you've manifested with the Page of Wands and now the Two of Wands. And so in order to really move toward what this is in your future, it's like we have to release this past. We have to let this cycle completely close out. We have to just accept the lesson and let go of what we're telling ourselves about it. And it's weird because it's like, it's not weird, but it's just, this is an unusual thing because, how do I want to say it? It's like, if sorry, I didn't turn my light on. I'm going to do that real quick. Let's just say, for example, you had an experience where someone lied to you or they were dishonest with you, and maybe you were in a relationship with them. Now it's something where every time you're in a relationship, you have these thoughts that come back, because while you have learned the spiritual lesson associated with it, you haven't let go of the narrative of it. Part of closing a cycle is letting go, is releasing it completely so that we can move forward. And so there's this energy of almost like, yeah, you understand maybe the reason why this happened, or what you learned, or that there was a gift involved, or that it was something that happened for you, and that you were able to navigate this space, and you were able to withstand what happened to you, and you were able to come out the other side. But you haven't been able to let go of the narrative in your mind kind of energy. Okay, so take that as however you want to. There's a breakthrough that's available with the Page of Swords to allow this to close out. There is some clarity, some way of thinking. There is and like I said, this can be anything. It doesn't have to be that someone lied to you or cheated on you, or, you know, the Ten of Swords is a difficult ending, or it is a period where maybe multiple things happen in succession that are difficult. What is the Sun in reverse? See, okay. I mean, this message is very clear. It may not be for everyone, and take what resonates and leave the rest. But it is a message here of where we want to ascend. We want to move beyond what happened to us back there. We want to have a new experience. We want to have an experience that doesn't include and involve that. And so, but if we keep bringing that with us wherever we go, we're gonna have at least some element of that, even if it's just us with us in our thoughts of trying to tell ourselves, no, this time it's different, this time they're not cheating, this time this isn't happening, da 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 da. We're still putting a lot of energy in that direction, and it's actually preventing us from moving on. It's actually preventing us from what we're trying to achieve here, which is to have a different experience. So in essence, it's kind of like letting the past dictate the present and the future unnecessarily, because we have already learned the lesson. We have already moved beyond it. But it's only in our mind, in our mental body, that we're carrying this kind of like scar tissue, or this like triggery type action, or this energy of it's just going to be different for everyone. I can't think of a way to say it succinctly that embodies everything that I'm seeing and feeling. This is a super general energy. So, you know, it can just be an energy of being willing to release and let go of, you know, any thoughts or any narratives. You know, it's hard to let go of those past stories. It's hard. They come creeping in when we're not consciously or mindfully aware. But, you know, you can also take it as a sign to become aware in that moment. Oh, I'm not in the present moment. I'm thinking about the past. I'm thinking about that situation. Let me just take a moment. For me, the easiest way to join up with the present moment is to focus on my breath and to give myself space from whatever those thoughts were, not resisting them, but inhaling peace and exhaling whatever's ready to be let go of, and just really focusing on that. You can take 2 short inhales and then really sigh it out through the mouth if you're really wanting to really rid yourself of that energy. You know, like that. And just really bring your complete focus to your breath, and you'll be in the present moment in no time. But that's really what's required here. It seems like you have this Fool card energy, and with the Fool card, this is an energy where we can't take the past with us where we're going. We need to let it go. We have this opportunity to free ourselves from it and to take a complete leap of faith into the present moment, into the unknown, and trust the universe, and trust that everything is connected, and that we have learned that lesson, and that we will be wise and we will be discerning. and that we don't need to keep telling ourselves what happened back there or reliving it. And especially, you guys, most of the time in life, when people do you dirty, you don't get an apology. And I don't know why, you know, maybe it's because like on 30-minute televisions, like, I don't know, I grew up watching like the Cosby Show and Roseanne, and you know, and it's like at the end of the show there was always this neat wrap up of what, you know, it was like the entire show spent everything falling apart, everything, all this chaos, all this stuff happening, all these misunderstandings, but in that last segment after the last commercial break, it's like it all seemed to fall neatly into place and everyone got their apologies and everything was like hunky-dory. And that's just not the way that life is. You know, not only are you wounded, but you're dealing with other wounded people. And a lot of people cover their wounds by trying to always be right. And unfortunately, that is quite a bit of the population. And unfortunately, when you are trying to always be right, you are preventing yourself from growing. And that is a very, very, very sad, sad thing. So, because then what is the point? You know, to just win through life. You don't take that with you. You don't take your scores of wins and losses with you when you die. Your soul could give a crap less on the other side. Your soul is going to have to atone for everything that you did in this life. So, you know, it might care, but not in the way that you think. You know, it's not going to be like, oh, you did these people dirty to get this. You did that dirty to get this. Oh, like, no big deal. No. You have to feel all the things that you put out there. So I don't know why I'm going into all of that, except to say that, you know, these things, you know, all we can worry about is ourselves. We cannot worry about other people. Other people are going to do what other people are going to do, and there's not a thing we can do about it. The only thing that we can do is focus on ourselves. And the more we focus on ourselves and the more we focus on our own spiritual growth and our own ascension and our own enlightenment and our own expansion and growth as individuals and as a collective consciousness, the more benefit we're bringing to not only our own experience, but to everyone around us experience. And so the best thing we can do is to really focus on ourselves and to look at the places where we are unable to let go of a narrative because it has never gotten wrapped up carefully. We never got that apology. We never got that closure. There never was a last commercial break that led to some really beautiful coming together and understanding and seeking to understand and be understood. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people running around the world who don't understand themselves and aren't bothering to get to know themselves and therefore can't possibly understand you, and they're not even trying to, and they don't even want to. And we can't do anything about that, right? We can only worry about ourselves here. And so there is this energy with the Fool card of just understanding and realizing that no matter how many times we replay the narrative in our head, it's not going to change. And if we have already received the spiritual gift, if we've already received the enlightenment, if we're already, you know, having this deeper level understanding that is helping us to navigate and helping us to, you know, evolve as a soul, then, you know, hey, we got the best thing there was from it. And now we can really release it. We can really let it go so that we can open ourselves up completely and vulnerably to what is available to us here and now. And it looks like, you know, Page of Wands, the Fool card, you've manifested some kind of new beginning here that you really, really want. And you don't want to muddy it up or murk it up with this past narrative running through your brain all the time. Or not even all the time, but just sometimes, you know. So when you feel yourself, you know, having a moment where you start to replay, well, this happened, da-da-da-da-da, just stop, give yourself an opportunity to focus on your breath, just become mentally aware that you are in the present moment, and that is not a part of the present moment. That is part of the past. There's nothing we can do about it, and all we can do is just let it go. We got the best there was from it, and now we can just release it. All right. What else does Pisces need to know? What is this new beginning about, Spirit? Wow. Oh, Lord, not the King of Wands. We haven't seen him in a while. All right. No, I think this is about you, and this is about what you really want, and you know, the contribution you want to make, what you want to grow, the legacy that you want to leave, Pisces. What you want to be said about you when you're gone, or you know, what you want to last and be built in your place here. You have some kind of opportunity coming in with the Tower, and this definitely, because you know, this feels like a breakthrough that is leading to some kind of greater understanding that is going to really help you navigate. Also, I kept noticing on the Page of Pentacles, there were shamrocks all around it, which is like, it kept giving me, you know, luck is on your side now. Luck may not have been on your side in the past, and you know that it doesn't mean that you know you weren't worthy of luck. It just means that that wasn't what was meant for that period of time. But luck is on your side now. That's how I feel. You have these 2 8s, and 8s are really beneficial numbers. You're definitely going places, Pisces, and you definitely have an opportunity to move forward with a lot of success here. I've seen a lot of cards that are talking about success. And with the 8 of Wands, this is like going forward without obstacle. And it's also Cupid's arrows. And you do have this 8 of Pentacles, and she is on the phone here. So I do feel, especially with the 8 of Wands and this particular 8 of Pentacles, either someone is reaching out to you to communicate, or there is some kind of communication coming in about some kind of opportunity, possibly maybe with another person, but also maybe to travel, or to start a new job, or to start some kind of new chapter with someone somewhere, you know. We'll get deeper. But with the 8 of Wands and the 8 of Pentacles, it's probably around love or finances or career or both. And this can also, with these 2 8s, be the culmination of something. So this can be, you know, a relationship that you've had, that you've been working on, that's going to a deeper level. This can be a relationship that, you know, where someone really never made an official offer, and now it's like they may be reaching out to do that. Let's see what we have here. But with the King of Wands, Pisces, you're very clear about what you want, and you're totally ready to go get it. Yeah, Pisces, what is this? You are getting the Tower clarified by the Page of Pentacles again, and the King of Swords with the 7 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. There is some breakthrough about something here, and this can be mastering our own mind. There's definitely this breakthrough, and there's definitely, it almost feels like a defined moment where it's like, I do not need to revisit that anymore. I do not need to replay those words or those events in my head another time. The King of Swords, kings are where we master a particular energy, and these swords are our thoughts and our words. And with the 7 of Swords, this is talking about a misalignment. Wow, yeah, because then you have the Page of Cups underneath that. This can be you, this can be your person also. I feel like I always want that to go without say, but like sometimes I feel like I do need to say it more often in the readings. But there's this energy of understanding that our thoughts are no longer aligned with where we're going, or where we want to go, or what we want to have happen in our life. This can also be like coming to a truth, or having an extreme amount of clarity on something that happened to you that was deceptive or dishonest, where someone betrayed you, or someone wasn't really in the light, or didn't speak their truth, or they may have ghosted, or they may have really left you without giving you some kind of decent explanation, or ever telling you really the truth. And you know, our mind wants to process those things. I often liken this to Greek mythology. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Greek mythology, but it's kind of like things happened, like thunder, like lightning, you know, and people wanted to know, they needed an explanation for it. And so they created these stories. That's how I feel like Greek mythology came to be. And Roman mythology too. I actually studied Roman mythology in Latin class. But there's this energy of, sometimes our mind makes things up, like it fills in the blanks of what we don't know. And sometimes those things, we sort of accept them as the truth because we just need to process something and move beyond it. But if we actually examine those things with the King of Swords, and we look at our own mind and why it created that story, or what that narrative is, and whether or not that narrative is true, or even, our identity is not our thoughts. That's not who we are. We are not our thoughts. Our thoughts are thoughts. They're things. We are the observer of those thoughts. We are in there, right? And those thoughts really have a huge impact, but we are not that. And so there's this energy of really learning some kind of spiritual lesson, even around mastering our own mind in this situation. And this feels like the last piece of the puzzle. It feels like the last thing that needs to happen in order to start some kind of chain reaction, or some kind of really solid opportunity. And so it's almost like, like if you, yeah, I think I'll just leave that there. What is truth? And what is the part we made up in order to process it, in order to move through it, in order to come to a place of peace, or to attempt to come to a place of peace? Peace actually comes with accepting something just the way it is and not needing any explanation. Just, oh, that's how that is? Oh, okay. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, there's something here about the mind and what it's saying here. All right, and becoming the master of your own thoughts. As my dear friend, who has been my friend for many years, who's a really amazing psychic, she always says, your mind is like a puppy. You have to train it. All right. We're getting the King of Wands twice here. We also have the King and the Queen of Swords. So we have a divine pair, and there's a heavy emphasis possibly on some kind of fire sign. The King and the Queen of Swords have their back turned toward each other. So there's something there. This is actually giving me the vibe of, where we can't open up to receive what is available to us, of what we want and what we're trying to go after in our life, until we do come to a place of peace and let go in our thoughts, until we clear space and find clarity, to be able to make space and to have room for this new adventure. And, darn, with our thoughts, man, and taking our thoughts with us to a new place, okay. We have the Eight of Pentacles clarified by the Ten of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. So this is something you've been working on yourself here, Pisces. You have been working to master yourself. And I think this is because you really do want a partnership. You really do want to be able to feel emotional contentment with another person. You may even realize that your story in love and relationships, this could be all kinds of relationships, friendships, family relationships, intimate partners, whatever, has left you in a place where it has really changed you. But you want it to be changed for the better. You want to be in charge of how that affects you, and not it be in charge of how it affects you. All the wrongdoings, all the deception, all the, lack of explanation, lack of apology, all of those things, they're all very, very hard for human beings to accept. And especially because our mind body is so active, and our mind body will take up any cause and will pursue it relentlessly. And we all know that. So there is some kind of real change that is coming from doing the work. And it is coming around, being able to be emotionally content and at peace with another person. And with the Eight of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the King of Wands, there is this energy of discernment, of listening to the messages or the offers or the opportunities that are coming in and knowing which ones align with what we want and what we're going after in our life and which ones don't. And having the wisdom to only choose those that are in alignment, you know? With the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like there's been some kind of real slow moving energy, or it's not taken off very quickly, whatever this is. But all of this energy that you've been putting out, all of this work that you've been putting out, all of these, it feels like you're actually doing something here. All of that is going to pay off. All of that, it's almost like you're leaving a trail. And like people are going to come find you, or people are, there's something here about this, about like people understanding that this is your work, or this is this is something that you're good at, or that you have achieved, or that you have figured out. And that there's almost like an attraction to it. I'm not really sure what that is. There may even be someone from your past that's not letting go, that has been watching and that has been seeing the work that you've been putting in, and may even feel like you're getting away, which may even bring about some kind of enlightenment for them. And especially if they have something that they need to walk away from that's been keeping them stuck. All right. There's that Six of Wands again, that victory and that success. You guys are definitely, there is something that is tied to your soul purpose. Man, you guys keep getting these repeat cards. Okay, so you have the Ace of Wands with the Four of Cups, with the Three of Wands, with the King of Swords, and then you have the Seven of Swords over here. And this does not even feel like your energy, the Seven of Swords over here. This energy actually feels like someone... I'm going to clarify it. What's the Seven of Swords for Pisces? Yeah. See, okay, either Pisces, we had the Seven of Swords clarifying the Tower. Now we have the Tower clarifying the Seven of Swords. So you now have to clarify this Tower. But there's either something that... Either it's our way of thinking that is not in alignment with our true potential and with our soul purpose. It's like some sort of energy that we picked up along the way, some kind of thought, some kind of words, some kind of something, some energy that's been directed at us that we've sort of picked up that's not really ours, it doesn't really belong to us, but we're letting it affect us. It's caused a blockage or a delay here, and there's an opportunity to break through it. There's an opportunity to have complete clarity around this and to sort of like blow it up, you know what I mean? To like no longer, you know, to let it fall, to see it for what it is, to understand that it isn't ours, and to just let it fall and let the transformation take place of just letting it go, of overcoming it. Yeah, look at this crap, you guys. The Hangman with the Ten of Swords. We started off with the Ten of Swords, you know. Tons of repeat cards here. This is a difficult cycle. Finally, you have come to the end of it. Finally, you have this opportunity for some really big breakthrough here. And I feel this is a clearing of the mental body, of just an absolute erasure. You know, it's like, I don't ever have to think about that again. I don't ever have to carry that with me again. It's almost like either giving yourself permission to let go of the story. I mean, you got to ask yourself, why am I holding on to the story? I lived through it. I got the lesson. I have grown and developed. Why do I keep replaying this narrative? Why do I keep telling myself this story? Why do I keep kind of searching for this in everything, everywhere? Why? Right? Why? I mean, what could possibly be the reason to hold back your present and your future because of something that someone did to you in the past, or something that happened to you in the past that wasn't fair, that wasn't right, that you never got an explanation for, that you never got an apology for? Why would you want to give that your power? You don't when you're consciously mindfully aware of it, right? It's when you're not consciously mindfully aware of it and it creeps in and it sneaks in and it takes over and it makes you kind of spiral a little bit. So that's why I say, just when you start to have those thoughts or those feelings, just freaking turn to your breath. Breath is free. It's with you all the time. You can do it anywhere at any given moment. There's nowhere where breathing is illegal. Breathe. It's our escape route always as human beings. It is like the smartest thing that we can ever learn is breath. That's what I think. Honest to God, I really think so. Because we do it so unconsciously. But when we bring our conscious mind to it, like if you close your mouth and you breathe in through your nose and out through your nose, you calm your nervous system, your central nervous system almost immediately. You can feel it. It literally, it happens for everyone. No one is immune to it. You know, and we all have access to that all the time. But yet we'll run around going, I'm so stressed out. Oh, there's traffic. Oh, this, oh, that. Instead of going, you know what? This is a challenging situation I'm facing. Let me just breathe through it. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. You know, I am incredibly grateful for my yogic knowledge because I did spend a lot of time studying breath. And it is insanely useful. It is a tool that can really even you out through your day. And like I said, it's free. It's always accessible. You know, there's never a time where I'm without my breath. You know what I mean? I don't have to carry it in my purse. I don't have to make sure I have it on me. You know, breathe. And so definitely when we become the observer of our breath, we also learn better how to become the observer of our thoughts and not self-identify with our thoughts so much, because that's where the pain and the drain all comes from, is that we identify with our thoughts. And we, you know, you know, if someone ever said to us, oh, you're unworthy, or you suck, or you're crap, or they treated us that way, you know, then when we replay that, when we relive that, you know, our body is going through that motion. And eventually it's like we sort of almost surrender to it. And we don't want to do that. We're not that. That's not true. That's a projection of what that person felt about themselves that they tried to put on us. That's not us. That's not ours. That doesn't belong to us. And so with breath, you can actually release it. I've been in very, 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 very stressful situations. I mean, even my career before this, you know, I think you know that I was a photographer and I worked in the entertainment industry in New York City. And, you know, just even transporting my equipment from Florida to New York through New York City as like, I like to say, you know, I'm like a mom from Florida. You know what I mean? It was, you know, it was a challenge, right? But it was the most worthy challenge I've ever taken on. But, you know, when you say to yourself, this is going to be so hard, this is going to be so stressful, I have no idea how I'm going to get all this from here to there and there to here, we're compiling the difficulty of it, right? And if we have ever not made it, like, oh, once we had to drive quite a ways. This was in Vermont. I was photographing this woman in her barn, and she was, you know, an older woman, and it was a really incredible, insane, amazing thing. I got all the way there and I realized there was no battery in my camera. So it happens, right? It's going to happen. Life happens, you know? And it was terrible. And I ended up having to go back the next day and do it again, you know? But that time I definitely had my battery and I've never forgotten my battery again, knock on wood. But there is this energy of, you know, what we're telling ourselves in every moment, in every situation has such an impact on how we experience it. You know, I could have beat myself up for days. I could have been like, you know, just wrecked. But instead, this woman showed me like these amazing glass plates that I think it was her mother was a photographer, and she had a photograph on glass plates, which was super cool. And like I had a wonderful time and I got to know her, and actually the shoot probably went better because of it. But You have to be able to tell yourself, right? And I'm not always good at this. I definitely have my moments too, because we're human, right? We're all gonna have our moments, but when we either have the opportunity to make it better or to make it worse, and we have to ask ourselves, what's our goal? What are we trying to do here? And if we don't want to make it worse, then the best thing we can do is try to release as much of it as possible. Just let it go. Just come to a place of peace and acceptance with what we cannot accept or what we cannot change, right? Come to a place of peace and acceptance with it, and just breathe. And just say, okay, well, this moment is different than the moment I thought I was going to have. What does this moment have to offer me? What is available to me here and now? And instead of trying to just force the moment that was supposed to be, or beat ourselves up over how it's our fault that the moment isn't there, but certainly we're hard enough on ourselves. We don't need to take on the words of other people, or the ideas or the judgments or the criticisms of other people. They don't know anything more about life than you do. They really don't. And they certainly don't know more about your life than you do, and neither do I. You're the expert on your life, right? You are the one that knows how you got here and what happened and how you've navigated and how difficult it's been, or the methods and stuff that you have learned that have worked for you, that you have naturally and intuitively adopted in order to survive. But with the Strength card on the bottom of the deck, this is definitely where we're taking back control, where we're overcoming any lower vibrational issues here that might be in there rolling around trying to take us away from whatever opportunity is in front of our face. This is where we say, nope, I'm not going to let you do that to me again. I'm like, it is worth this opportunity and this chance to move forward toward what I really want with the Ace of Wands is worth more to me than letting you, the mental body, right, disrupt me or prevent me or cause me to bring the past with me into this opportunity. So I'm going to let this cycle completely close out. I'm going to completely clear my mind. I'm going to allow the breakthrough to happen. I'm going to let it go. And sometimes that means opening the floodgates. Sometimes that means we're going to shed a few tears. Sometimes that means we're going to let some grief and some heavy, hard emotion roll through our body. Now, yoga is a great way to get through that. Movement, it makes, it lets these things move through. Yeah, somewhere inside that there is this opportunity. Yeah. And there's even possibly, there could be people around this opportunity that are even making it more clear to you that this is the opportunity for you. There may be, it's like you may meet people, or there may be people surrounding whatever this is that kind of make it clear to you that, like, oh yeah, this is what I've been looking for, and here's the confirmation. I have this soul tribe. Now with the Four of Cups, this is what an interesting Four of Cups, right? We have this it's like, all the discontent, all of the boredom, all of the cups that, we thought, oh, here's an opportunity, here's something I want, and then they didn't work out. It's like, it may have left us kind of heavy. It may leave us sort of in our mental body. This person looks like they're deep in thought, right? Like, how am I going to pick up the pieces? How am I going to move forward? How am I going to find my way through this? Why does this always happen to me? But it's like, there's this one cup that's offering us the transformation. There's this one cup that's offering us to leave all that behind and to move toward what is really meant for us with this Eight of Wands, toward our soul purpose. The Four of Cups is clarified by the Temperance and the Queen of Cups here. This is your energy written all over it, Pisces. This is where we rebalance, we recenter, we regain our clarity about who we are and what we're about and what we're capable of. And we prepare to really go back out there and do it again, to open up and to be vulnerable and to really put ourselves out there and to kind of let ourselves be seen and let ourselves shine here. You have the Three of Wands clarified by the Six of Cups and the King of Swords clarified by the Two of Swords. Again, you know, this is sort of, it's coming to the realization with the King of Swords that oftentimes it's our own mind that really holds us back. You know, they say fear or whatever prevents more things, more inventions from being invented, more, you know, like all of the progress. Fear stops progress all the time. And, you know, this is just that recognition when, you know, that, you know, it is our own mind a lot of the time that keep us distracted or keeps us in the same place or keeps us from moving on. Because our own mind wants it to be neat and tidy, wants the apology, wants that last commercial break and what happens afterward, you know? And so, and if we don't have it, we somehow feel that, like, you know, we have to solve it ourselves, or we have to, you know, figure out all about it, when really in reality there is this point where it's just so much better for us to just say, you know what, that happened, that's a part of my history, that happened for a reason, I can accept that. And but I'm not going to let it dictate anything more than that, and I'm ready to really move on. I'm ready to, you know, I don't want to stay stagnant, I don't want to stay wrapped up in my mind in this way. With the Three of Wands and the Six of Cups, there is this energy of what do we want to take with us from our past? You know, in the Fool card, she gets to carry that knapsack. And what do we want to be in our knapsack? What is necessary for us to carry on? You know, like for me, I always think about when I would go to my grandmother's house, like whatever it was, it didn't really matter. Like sometimes you would go to my grandma's house. I lived with my grandma for a while, and I would come in and she would just be playing the piano and singing, and like she did the most on her alone time, and that's always really inspired me to kind of be that way too. But that feeling of walking in and her saying, she could tell just by the look on my face if there was something wrong, and she would say, "Sit down, Christy." And she would make me a Coke and a sandwich and a soup, or she would get Coke and Coke. It was always Coca-Cola, and then it would what was ever appropriate for that time of day. And we would sit at her table and we would talk until I felt better. And you know, just that feeling, that's something I always want to carry with me, because that's something I want to emulate for my grandkids and for my kids. You know what I'm saying? So there are those soft and warm feelings, no matter what our history is. There was a moment of sunshine here, or someone that asked us how we were doing, or someone that showed that they cared about us, that uplifted us, or that, you know, is something that, you know, we do, that is an example of what we want to harmonize with and what we want to emulate and what we want to be like, moving into the future, whatever the future holds. You know, that we have, you know, even if it's, you know, a role model, or a mentor, or even if it is like a TV show that really affected us, that we were like, man, I want that life, or, you know, whatever. Wherever it comes from, whatever it is, there are these soft, sweet parts of our past. It's not all bad. And those are the things we want to emphasize. And those are the things that we want to put in our knapsack. And those are the things that we want to take with us into this new space. Those are the things that we don't want to forget, that we want to kind of hold on to. And this, with the King of Swords and the Two of Swords, there is just this energy of kind of, you know, understanding the difference between what holds us back and what helps us move forward. You know, what inspires our future and what, you know, prevents us from being able to completely embrace it and completely open up to it and completely kind of trust fall into it. With the Chariot and this Temperance energy, there's a tremendous amount of balance that's coming here, Pisces. And when you have the Chariot and the Six of Wands next to each other, that's moving forward toward victory and success, no matter how you cut it. And it's moving toward it in a very balanced way, where you're actually just harmonizing more with the energy of what you want, rather than the energy of what you don't want. You know what I'm saying? You're finding the balance of being able to let go and come to a place of peace and acceptance, and also be inspired, and also emulate, and also, be, they always say in order to have love, you must first be love. And, this is that energy of just really, when you weed your garden, when you go through and you get rid of the things that are holding you back, and you get rid of the things that are not serving your highest and best good, automatically your garden is going to thrive. Automatically your garden is going to do better. Automatically things are going to brighten, and you're going to feel sunnier, and you're going to feel happier, and you're going to feel like, wow, that's a job well done. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of what I've accomplished there. And that also, it brings a lot more harmony with those kinds of energies and those kinds of opportunities. So I feel that that is really the heavy emphasis right here in this eclipse. And it really is focusing on the success and focusing on this energy of what you do really want to emulate. And really allowing this cycle of whatever this thoughts and whatever this is that we're telling ourselves to just freaking close out. All right, I'm going to grab a wisdom of the oracle. I don't know why I just felt guided to do this reading this way. So we'll see. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I feel like this is confirmation of your reading here, Pisces. If you're resonating with this, it is time to let go. It's time to move toward our future. It's time to move toward, this opportunity. I feel like you have this between worlds energy where it's like you are closing out some cycle in order to like really move forward or step into your true power, your true, what is really meant for you with the Ace of Wands. That has something to do with our soul purpose. You're not done yet, Pisces, and it is time for you to receive. Yeah. And this is about holding your vision for what you want, and, really pushing yourself out of the comfort zone. All right. And then we have the Angels, Gods, and Goddesses deck. And I felt guided to grab this one too, so we'll see what you get. I feel like there's a real heavy emphasis here, Pisces, on this energy, especially in this eclipse. Wow, you guys, you have Angel of Pleasure. Take pleasure in the things you do. An Angel of Manifestation. Your efforts, determination, and perseverance have paid off. Yeah, Pisces, it's time for you to enjoy. And it's time for you to enjoy those things that you are calling into your life. Those things that you really want and desire and have been working really hard to build and grow for yourself. And yeah, this is... there is a time to enjoy. There is a time to just be happy. And, this is really being free of any thoughts or anything that's going to keep you from that. It feels like. And to dare to imagine, things really working out here, I feel like. All right, you guys, we're going to get some messages for you. If you're dealing with a water sign, holy moly. You're getting, I am waiting patiently. Lesson, this person is in your life to teach you spiritual lesson. Children are important to this partnership. I am not financially stable. I know you don't feel the same. Apology, you can expect the apology you want to hear. And strictly sexual, this connection is passionate but not enduring. All right. Just listen to your own intuition. I feel like when interpreting these cards, you know what's true for you and what isn't. Warning, and this is if you're dealing with the fire sign. Warning, don't dismiss the red flags here. Release, radical acceptance and surrender can help you let go. Addiction, and addiction is affecting this relationship. Twin flame, this is a divine counterpart connection. Self-care, clear your energy field and focus on yourself before acting. And I don't know what you want. Okay, if you're dealing with an earth sign, you're getting unavailable. The person is unable to give you all you deserve. Interference and external parties intruding on this relationship. I don't react when people mention you. I am not available. And denial, detach with love to clearly see the truth. If you're dealing with an air sign here, Pisces, I want you so badly. I am in a committed relationship. You came closer than anyone. Past life love. Your soul remembers this intense connection. I am grateful for the spiritual lesson, and I bury myself in work to forget you. All right, guys. Well, I feel like you are coming into a major rebirth. I feel like you're closing out a cycle, and I feel like we just need to let go of all of the mental body activity that's associated with this past cycle, you know? So anyway, this is what I have for you on this Easter Sunday here where I am. I wish you a happy Easter if you celebrate Easter. And I wish you a happy Sunday if not. I'm sending you off with all of my very best, always, always, always. Until next time, Pisces. Bye-bye.